Wait for my voice to back up. Dun dun dun. My hair is wrapped. I always get questions about it. Am I wearing a hijab? No, I'm not wearing a hijab. Although I wouldn't mind wearing one. I just have coconut oil and argan oil in my hair. So, now that's cleared up. I kind of wanted to touch on a little bit of what people have as self-perceived limitations. So life is full of choices. The only thing that we have to do in this world is be born and die. Those are the only two things that we have to do. Now you can choose not to eat. You're gonna die. You can choose to commit suicide. You're gonna die. You had no choice to be born because, your parents or, your parents decided to have a baby, or you were, you know, born in a different way. So everything in life is a choice. I was called out on my shit. I talk a lot and I talk a lot of bullshit. And I was called out on it, and I'm grateful because I always like being challenged. But recently I said, I had to change my username because of this. And the person said, "Oh, really? You had to?" And I was like, "No, you're right. I chose to. I chose to change my profile name or my blog name because I didn't want other people being triggered by me posting my traumatic experiences. I didn't want that. So I have a group now, Evolving Lotus on Facebook, and I'm grateful to that group because they're starting to open up. People are starting to open up about their stories. They're starting to share more. Which is really hard for people in traumatic situations because we're always taught to be silent. And we're always taught, well, this person doesn't need to know this. But why? Why is it such a secret? Now, there are certain things that people don't need to know. They don't need to know about half the shit that goes on in my life. But life is a choice. You have choices. You have the choice to walk away from something that is taking away your inner peace. If something is taking away your inner peace, it is okay to hit that unfriend button. It is okay to say, you know what, I don't want to talk to you anymore. It is okay for you to walk away from an abusive relationship. Now, I see a lot of victim blaming when it comes to abusive relationships. Um, there was a subject about. I should have brought my fidget tool. I'm fidgeting with my glasses. Um, but there was something like, oh, well, I always knew that he was going to end up killing her because he was so abusive to her. No, that's called hindsight bias. Thank you, psychology. But it's called hindsight bias. And then they always blame the victim. Well, why didn't the victim leave? Why didn't they choose to leave? I want you to look up what Stockholm Syndrome is. I want you to look up what battered partner syndrome is. Because these people don't feel like they have choices. They have been so normalized to violence, to psychological abuse. They have normalized it and they have made excuses for it over and over and over. And so it's hard for them to realize that they have a choice. We all have choices. I have choices. I have such a plethora of mental illnesses that are trauma based. I could go on disability. I choose to work. I hate taking medication, but I choose to take medication so that I can work, so that I'm not on disability and staying home all day, because I would go fucking bananas if I was there all day. Look, life is all about a mindset. You've got to have a mindset behind it. Now, that mindset has to be positive. And to have that mindset positive, you have to surround yourself with people that are lifting you up and you're lifting them up. If it is a situation where you are being brought down constantly while you're trying to elevate the other person, that's not a relationship. That's abuse. It's mental and psychological abuse. I am sorry, that is what it is. It is toxic friendships, it is toxic everything. So know that you have a choice in what you do in your life and what you do not do in your life. Just like what you have a choice in what you will accept and what you won't accept. I won't accept.
I want to tell you something.
Oh, okay.
There was a lot of things in my,
This is my son.
it fell down. I think. Let me go check.
Okay. You know, he didn't have a choice to be born with autism. But we have a choice to get him into early intervention to help him with his socialization skills.
It didn't pop down.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad. He had no choice over that. But we have the choice to be active parents and to push the school and to push his doctors and to create an ABA, which is applied behavioral analysis therapy, which is one of the best therapies for ASD, autism spectrum disorder. You know, to make our house into an ABA household. You know, we have these choices ahead of us. You just have to choose what you're going to do with your life. What do you want your life to look like in 10 years? In 10 years, I kind of want to be either, a human resource specialist getting people the help they need, or I want to be working with Americans with Disabilities Act. Thank you. I love you too. Because I want to give a voice to the people that are like me and like you out there that have trauma-based mental illnesses that you don't have a control over. To have a choice and to have a voice and to get rid of that stigma. And that's my Lazy Sunday video. So just remember, you have choices. You just have to choose what you're willing to and what you're willing not to accept. Talk to you later.